Farewell, old Mr. Stern. Samsora, April 5th through April 19th, 1944. I never saw Jancy Novak again. On Wednesday morning, the town crier announced that Jews are forbidden, under penalty of immediate arrest, to have intercourse of any kind with Christians. Jews are forbidden, under penalty of immediate arrest, to greet, acknowledge greeting from, speak to, correspond with, deliver to, or receive objects from Christians. Christians are enjoined to observe the same. Jews are forbidden under penalty of immediate arrest to enter public places, theaters, cinemas, restaurants, cafes, schools, parks, the post office, city hall, or library. Christians are enjoined to inform on any Jew seen entering the aforementioned places. We are virtually under house arrest. I dread meeting neighbors on the street. I walk stiffly, averting my gaze from every face in fear of breaking the law. What if I forget and say hello, or respond to a friend's hello? And what if we don't forget? What then? Would we pass each other like strangers? But that's not possible. It is. Our neighbors and friends pass us unacknowledged, unrecognized, unseen. The awkwardness I have feared never arose. Our Christian friends and neighbors seem to have no conflict in observing the restrictions. My sense of isolation is overwhelming. My God, have we been reduced to lifeless ghosts? 8 days later, another drumbeat, another announcement, the one we have dreaded most. All Jews of Samsora are to be removed from the town and concentrated in a ghetto in another town, Najimidjar, 14 kilometers from here. In 5 days, every Jewish family in Samsora must stand ready for deportation to the ghetto. Every Jewish family may take along to the ghetto personal possessions and 1 room of furniture. Everything else must be left behind exactly as is. Keys must be delivered at police headquarters prior to departure. Ghetto? I had read about the ghetto, a horrible, horrible place. Jews lived in ghettos during the Dark Ages. My God, are we descending into the Dark Ages? 5 more days. The weather has turned from late spring to early summer, and the fragrance of violets fills the air. 5 days of feverish packing. What to take? What to leave behind? The cock-feathered military police arrive, and our belongings are laden on peasant carts under their surveillance. Foodstuffs, pieces of furniture, clothing, firewood. Mother supervises the operation. She organizes the proper packing of each cart, talks to the police, calms my father. Tension has converted him into a statue of stone. I am doubled up with an excruciating stomach ache. Mommy's sister, Aunt Serena, who lives at the other end of town, moves about in a daze. My brother Bubby is the only help Mommy has. He is like Mommy, practical and efficient. We have to hurry. By 1 p.m., Samsora must be Judenrein, free of Jews. It is 11 o'clock. All carts are laden, and Father is sitting on the furniture cart. Aunt Serena is on the cart with the clothing and food. Bubby also hops onto that cart. The coachmen snap their whips, and the carts are off. Mommy and I wave goodbye to them, and my heart sinks. Mommy and I will follow them on the cart with the firewood. Mommy wants to go to the cemetery first to take leave of her parents' tombs. She's received permission from the police. Mommy's parents died before I was born and are buried in the old Jewish cemetery near the next village, a 40-minute walk. My grandfather was a revered Hebrew scholar and a tzaddik. My grandmother was known for her beauty and for her friendly, cheerful personality. I've always regretted not having known them. I only know their graves. I used to accompany Mommy to the cemetery whenever she visited their graves, and now I am to accompany her again, perhaps for the last time. The cart with the firewood stands in front of our house, waiting until we return. Your keys. The grim cock-feather policeman extends his hand. Hand over the keys. Ah, yes, the keys. Mommy's embarrassment is painful. I avert my eyes. You want them now? Can it wait until we get back from the cemetery? We won't be long. We will be back before the deadline, before 1 o'clock. Can I give you the keys then? Now. Mommy hands the keys to the stern figure, and in her eyes there is a veiled look of humiliation and terror. Mommy and I hurry along the length of our town, past wide-open gates through which men and women, driven by fear, hastily carry a hodgepodge of belongings and load them onto the carts. They do not take time to cast a glance in our direction. We too hurry on. We pass the synagogue at the end of the town. Old Mr. Stern stands facing the western wall of the synagogue, deep in prayer. Mommy motions to me, and we stand still, waiting for him to finish his prayer. Mr. Stern closes his prayer book in slow motion and bends to the wall, kissing it. Tears flow down his white beard. For several moments, Mommy and I watch the old man stand there with eyes closed, clinging to the wall of the synagogue. The old man and the wall are one. We approach him quietly. Mommy touches him lightly on the shoulder. Mr. Stern, farewell. God be with you. The old man is motionless. Mr. Stern, the prayer. We too want to pray, Mommy says softly. What shall we pray? His head turns, but his eyes remain locked in a realm far beyond us, beyond the desolation of the synagogue yard. We are going far, far away, on a very long road. Perhaps it will never end. Mr. Stern's sobs become audible. We must pray. The prayer for the road. The road is ahead of us. It's very, very long. His voice is drowned in convulsive sobs. Mommy takes him by the arm and leads him into his house right behind the synagogue. As we approach the cemetery, I can see the tombstones glistening white in the brilliant sunshine. I lie down in the grass among the graves, pressing my aching belly against the moist ground. The murmur of Mommy's prayer dulls the pain in my stomach. It's 12:30 p.m. We must hurry back. On the main street, all carts are gone. The gates of the Jewish houses are wide open. I can see scattered furniture, pots and pans lying about in the yards, doorways, and even on the sidewalk, but no living soul. Where are the Gentile neighbors? Their windows and doors are shut. Shades are drawn in every window. There is only one solitary cluster of life in town, the lonely horse cart in front of our house laden with firewood, the horse impatiently flicking its tail, the driver frozen in his seat, and the cock-feathered policeman menacingly pacing the sidewalk. It's 5 minutes to 1. 2 Jewish females are still on the loose in otherwise pure Aryan Samsora. Without a word, Mother gets on the cart next to the driver. I climb onto the small seat fixed at the back, facing the pile of firewood. The peasant cracks his whip, "Yuti!" and the horse and wagon roll onto the open road. A sharp stab of pain slashes my stomach. From the bend in the road, I can see the yellow star on our house recede into the distance. I cannot see the road ahead. I'm facing the past as it slips into oblivion. The steel-spiked cartwheels churn up a cloud of dust sprinkled with tiny pebbles. My birthplace is disappearing rapidly. Will I ever see it again?